Welcome to the Household of Faith. I hope this video isn't too dark, but this a beautiful sunset and there are lovely colors behind me, so I thought I'd turn so that you can see some of the sky. We are into week 5 of our daily devotionals, and this is for January 30th of 2019, our 30th day, and this week's focus is on realizing your potential. One of the things that I love about the sunset is that when you look up, you see all the beautiful colors, and it's just amazing what you can see in the sunset. Now, I'm going to go ahead and turn around now so that you can actually see me better with what little sunlight that there is left. Now, what we want to talk to you about is discovering who you really are. And I said the last time that sometimes when you're older and you've retired from your job and then you begin to, explore some possibilities. Well, we learned last week when we first began on the hidden potential that potential is simply something that you haven't tapped into, something that can be, that maybe isn't right now. There were some things that are you one of those people who have started projects and just seem to always start things and never finish because something else comes along, or you enjoy doing something and something happens and you can't get back to it, and you always want to, and you think, oh man, I always want to do that. I always want to go to school for this. I always want to learn how to do this or that. Well, the kingdom of God is always there. It's always available, and God is always prompting you to do some of those things that He has chosen you for, to utilize some of that potential that He's put inside of you, some of that talent and that ability that He's given you that's always been there, that you've been able to draw on throughout your life. And you've never been able to fully walk in what you thought you wanted to do, but bits and pieces along the way you've been able to share. It's been able to come out of you. Let me tell you, time is short. There is not a lot of time left because we are in the end times, and God really does want you to get busy and do the work that He called you to do. When Jesus walked the earth, He talked constantly about He is here to do the will of the Father. He came to do the work that God assigned Him to, and He didn't have time to waste. He didn't have time to pause. He had a very short ministry, 3.5 years, but look what He packed into that 3.5 years. We have 30, 40, 50, 60 years to do a life of work, and what are we doing with it? I'm not berating you. I'm simply saying that wherever you are in life, no matter how old you are, the time is now to begin to do the work that God has chosen you for. If you're not sure what it is, well, we talked about this before. You want to start with those things that you really enjoy doing, the things that make you feel the best about yourself. They may be hard things. There may be things that nobody else wants to do. Some people are in the wrong profession. Some people are actually doing things within the kingdom that they're not called to do. You may be qualified, and I mean from a worldly perspective, but you're not qualified from a godly perspective. So don't ever confuse your degrees and your schooling and from the world side with the kingdom side, because we have two great examples in the New Testament. Saul of Tarsus, who was very well educated. He was most likely the favorite pupil of Gamaliel, the one of the Sanhedrin rulers, and then you have Peter, an ignorant fisherman. Come on, let's just say it like it is. And look at both of them. God used both of them tremendously. Jesus turned His ministry over to Peter, someone who had no education, but he was taught by the Lord Himself. And then Saul, after he was converted, he spent 3 years in the desert being taught by the Lord. So what was the difference between the two of them? One of them was well educated, one of them was not, yet they both had to be taught by Jesus. So don't sell yourself short if you don't have what the world considers the credentials, because God has already qualified you. He's already given you everything that you need to be successful in the kingdom, and more important, to advance His will here on earth. Have a great day. Bye-bye.